What is going on, everybody? Depraved Slasher here, and we are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
Hella Depraved.
She wasn't prepared for that start.
Not entirely.
I misheard the first hold on.
You misheard it? You mean you just didn't hear it?
that might be more closer to the truth.
Right. Anyway, I am prepared, and he is so busy laughing that he is now unprepared. Serves you right.
Be prepared.
Now, we are following the path of the sharecropper's daughter from Sa-Roc. And the next one is, what, Rockwells, America?
Yes.
Spelled R-O-C instead of R-O-C-K.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Rock.
And it's also featuring Styles P.
Oh, cool. Awesome. All right. So this is the next on the track list that we haven't heard.
Yep. She's got the lyrics not pulled up yet, but they're there.
They're there. I just didn't have my phone on. But they are pulled up. Okay.
We are,
good.
Again, super excited for this, so...
Always.
Let's see what we get. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to react to this as if you guys have already heard it. If you've not heard it, please click the link in the description below. Hop on over, watch the video, leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment. Let Sa-Roc know we sent you, and then come on back. And we say that because we are a reaction breakdown channel. We'll be breaking down the bars, talking about the things that she says, etc.
What we catch, what we know. But yes, commentary is to be expected. Pauses are therefore crucial.
So, with that being said, it is time to slash it up and break it down. This is Sa-Roc featuring Styles P with Rockwells, America.
All right.
Let's get it.
This is a portrait of America that Norman couldn't master. But crack Rockwell suited for the capture. Whole hood hostage to that white in the glass. But because the prison's black, it wasn't labeled a disaster.
Ooh. Ooh. Not wrong. Not wrong.
Go ahead.
This is a portrait of America that Norman couldn't master. So,
Norman
Rockwell, the painter, and I think it's even called an American portrait, is the most famous of his masterpieces. But crack rock, well suited for the capture. Whole hood hostage to that white in the glass. But because the prisoner's black, it wasn't labeled a disaster. So, crack is smoked in a glass pipe. And it did capture and hold hostage a lot of African Americans in the hood. And again, because of racial prejudice, it was not labeled a disaster.
Right.
It was actually seen as not necessarily beneficial. The coke exportation and importation made so much money that a blind eye was turned. Which, again, is not right. I'm just saying that it was a financial thing. But it did... man. Holding them prisoner, keeping them captured, I mean, putting it that way, absolutely accurate. Once you're hooked on that stuff, it's almost impossible to get off of.
Whole hood hostage to that white in the glass. But because the prison's black, it wasn't labeled a disaster. Too hard not to internalize. So I keep burning in this personal hell till the inferno dies. Government feeding us bullshit instead of truth. Giving birth to a dishonest nation, we call it fertilized.
Alright. So, too hard not to internalize, so I keep burning in this personal hell till the inferno dies. Again, if you guys listen to the last track that we'd done, Gold Leaf.
Right.
I think she mentioned it in Gold Leaf. Was it Gold Leaf? No. It was her Control verse, wasn't it?
I'm not sure what, finish your thought first.
Or the remix to the other... I think... Okay, my bad. She did a remix to another song.
Oh, okay. The Pusha T remix?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she had talked about growing up
in
a home with...
all of the uncles and aunts and everyone she knew the dealer. Yeah.
Right. So this definitely is something that hit home with her.
Right. She's talked about it in actually several of her tracks.
Right. And that's why she says it's too hard to not internalize.
It's a personal thing. It's a very personal thing.
Right. So it's something she constantly has to deal with.
Well, yeah, I'm sure she still has either people that are deceased or have been completely affected.
And then government feeding us bullshit instead of truth, giving birth to a dishonest nation. We call it fertilize. So government feeding us bullshit instead of truth is government saying, oh, there's a war, we have a war on drugs. We're trying to get rid of all the drugs, and they're really not. They're
that it's not a disaster.
Right.
Yeah.
Giving birth to a dishonest nation, we call it fertilize.
If you get pregnant, you're fertile.
Right.
So again, and then if you're sowing dishonesty, it's another type of birthing of fertility to sow stuff. But also the burning in this personal hell. Inferno is another term for hell. Like if you think of Dante's Inferno, it's about hell. So there's a double there too.
Right.
Government feeding us bullshit instead of truth, giving birth to a dishonest nation, we call it fertilized. We had a house kept getting robbed. Remember the night daddy brought the pistol out to end the men involved. And 5-0 came to grace us with their presence 2 hours after mom Dukes sent the call. And who was I? Younger Sada from the Zulu tribe, trying to breed love from hate like the bluest side. Too many friends.
Ooh, okay, well, we'll start at the beginning. We had a house kept getting robbed. Remember the night Daddy brought the pistol out to end the men involved. And 5-0 came to grace us with their presence 2 hours after Mom's Dukes had sent the call. So, cops didn't care. It came 2 hours after 911 call.
Right.
And so her dad thought he had to arm himself to stop the robbers. And who was I? Young Asada from the Zulu tribe. Her given name is Asada. What I was oohing was the trying to breed love from hate, like the bluest eye. The bluest eye, it's Toni Morrison, who was an amazing African-American female writer. And the bluest eye, the main character that you follow is a young girl, and I believe her last name is Breedlove. And she is raped by her father and ends up pregnant. And she basically kind of goes insane. And they live in a predominantly white area. So she's already looked at strangely, and then they look at her strangely because, prejudicially strangely,
Right.
because of the family problems. Her dad's an alcoholic, this, that, and the other. They talk about, they think that might be, the book covers like that might be the only way her dad knew how to love her, but it was definitely a hateful thing. But she sort of goes crazy as the pregnancy progresses, and she can't help but keep thinking that she wishes she had blue eyes, because to her that's the reason that they look at her differently, and if she had blue eyes she would fit in. And she ends up losing the baby, and the story is tragic, absolutely tragic, but there's a whole bunch in that one line just saying it that way.
Right.
But yeah, trying to breed love from hate. She was trying, even as a young child, to see the good in people, even though, like, the cops didn't give a shit. She was growing up in the hood. She was growing up with all of this drug abuse around her, and she was still trying to elevate herself.
Younger Sada from the Zulu tribe, trying to breed love from hate like the bluest side. Too many friends long lost to this useless cycle. I guess that's the revolutionary suicide. Louis saved me, Paul had to hear me made. Proud of humble beginners, but hungry for domination. I'm an abomination, the ex they can't solve. Smoking revolver, ghost of a Malmo, rolling through up a marble, and all of us are struggling.
Too many friends long lost to this useless cycle. Again, just the cycle of
Drug abuse. The violence that comes with. Yeah.
Right. I guess that's revolutionary suicide. Yeah. Sorry.
Right.
Huey saved me. Paulette and Henry made me. Proud of humble beginnings, but hungry for domination. Humble beginnings, you know.
She grew up this way.
Growing up kind of modestly.
Yeah. She grew up in the hood, like
Right.
she said, and she's proud of where she came from. She was a sharecropper's daughter. She literally was. And she's proud of that heritage. But she is hungry.
To take over.
Yeah. Yeah.
The X they can't solve for smoking revolver. So the X they can't solve for in math.
Right. You're always solving for X.
I don't think letters should have ever been added to math. I think that is
that's when they lost me.
Satanistic in nature.
Right. That's a no-no.
But no, you always solve for X.
Yeah.
X equals
whatever. Yeah. She's the smoking gun. You know, ghost of a Mau Mau again. The Mau Mau were the revolutionaries, because she mentioned revolutionary suicide, but they were the revolutionaries that led the revolt against white slavery in their area of South Africa. Yeah. And rolling through Upper Marlborough, like driving through, but you roll tobacco to make Marlboro cigarettes. Thought I'd just point that out.
Ghost of a Mau Mau, rolling through Upper Marlborough, and all of us is struggling is to get by, and that reflection is eternal. Talib gave us what's to live by, but all we wanna do is get high. Kept on one hitter up that indica, hitting above my mid thigh. Building with the guys, about the 120, hit the rosters up with the change from my lunch money.
Go ahead.
And all of us was just struggling just to get by, and the reflection is eternal. Talib gave us words to live by.
Talib Kweli.
Yeah, and he speaks out a lot on the kids being the ones that have the energy to make the change, and that hip-hop culture should be a platform that helps elevate and educate, but that it is not the sole responsibility of the performers to do so. So, but all we want to do was get high, so they're not necessarily paying attention to Talib's message.
Right.
Kept a one-hitter of that indica hidden above my mid-thigh pot.
Building with the guys, about the 120, hit the rosters up with the change from my lunch money. Cop a final call from the NOI, try to figure out how to stay up with the Missy, seem to love our company, but we made it through the hurricane. That's why I'm quick to speak the truth, but I'm careful not to hurry frame, cause even though I came a long way, I owe less to the struggles where I am than to the tragedy from where I came.
Wow. Okay.
Building with the gods, about the 120. Hit the rosters up with the change from my lunch money. So, fun fact. I think a lot of kids save up their lunch money instead of buying lunch at school.
I was never given lunch money.
I did that. That's how I bought all my video games.
I would have, but I was never given lunch money. I always got a paper lunch bag.
My mom eventually caught on to it because she was giving me both lunch money and rent. Not rent, allowance.
Right.
Every week. And,
she was like, how are you affording that?
And like I said, I had just stopped buying
right.
Lunch at school.
Yeah.
I just come home and eat a crap ton. But and I had like a little place I'd stash the money, and then once I got enough to buy a video game, I'd go buy a video game. She eventually caught on to that though, and then stopped giving me allowance and just kind of gave me one lump sum and was like, I know you're not buying lunch at school, so do with what you please.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I was like, all right.
I mean, so she's going to the Rastas to go get her weed.
Right.
Understandable. Cop a final call from the NOI, Nation of Islam. But cop a final call. trying to figure out how to stay up when that misery seems to love our company. I mean, but we made it through the hurricane. That's why I'm quick to speak the truth, but I'm careful not to hurry fame. Because even though I came a long way, I owe less to the struggles where I am than to the tragedy from where I came. So, the ghosts of her past, her upbringing, where she grew up, what she saw, made her who she is more than the struggles she faces today. So, it's a growth cycle.
Right. And I also like the phrase, that's why I'm quick to speak the truth, but I'm careful not to hurry fame. I think that's definitely in reference to, there are tons of ways to become super famous as a hip-hop artist. And tons of routes she could go, but staying true to herself and speaking the truth.
Well, and definitely speaking the truth about her roots versus the problems of today where she's better off and better known. Right. She's still speaking out about her upbringing, about her her ancestors. You know, she's proud of her heritage, not just her upbringing.
Right.
So, yeah. All right.
Sa-Roc, so Messiah, SV the Ghost. I am Malcolm and Mandela from the concrete jungle with knowledge of sand dwellers. Shout to the sisters, smoking while I listen to the ancestors whisper. Fight for your freedom and your rights cause you need them. And it's the tech age so your life gets deleted if your safe ain't complete.
I like that. I am Malcolm and Mandela, which is Malcolm X.
And Nelson Mandela.
Nelson Mandela.
Right.
From the concrete jungle with knowledge of sand dwellers. Concrete jungle being the city.
Right. With the knowledge of his ancestors in the past, because that would be the desert tribes normally.
Right. Shout to the sisters. Smoking while I listen to the ancestors whisper.
Getting high while he's listening to the ancestors.
Right.
Open your mind.
Fight for your freedom and your rights because you need them, which, being in America, we're supposed to have them. But...
Well, and honestly, it's just it should be it's a human right.
Right.
Yeah. And it's the tech days, so your life gets deleted if your cipher ain't completed. I mean, yeah, if you're not relevant on social media, if you aren't still putting stuff out, if you're,
Right. Feeding the masses.
Right. Well, and also, like, a cipher can, at least in writing terminology, in terms of, like, writing books, a cipher is a person that has, like, zero personality. And it's so that the reader can insert themselves into that role. So, you're going to get deleted if you're nobody.
Right.
If you're nothing, then who cares?
Right.
Rights cause you need them. And it's the tech age so your life gets deleted if your safe ain't complete. If you ain't complete, you ain't elite. If your little brother's hungry to tell me how could you? It's one for all for one. Brand Nubians, light up a doobie, give me a gun. I've been watching the news, I've been feeling the blues. You could get killed by the boys wearing the blue.
Woo.
Right.
If you ain't complete, you ain't elite. If your little brother's hungry, tell me how could you eat? And that right there is honestly just showing like familial love.
I agree with that. Like, and it's not just familial, but like the people you grew up with, like the band, your tribe. Yeah.
Right.
And I agree. How could you abandon them? If you've got plenty and they have nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
It's one for all for one. Brand Nubians, light up a doobie, give me a gun.
I do like the Musketeers reference in there, though.
Right.
I like that. And then Nubians being another African tribe ancestry.
I'm pretty sure the Brand Nubians is also a hip-hop group.
I'm pretty sure, too, but...
As a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure that's the group that What's His Face is from that has been shitting on him for the longest.
But, yeah. Light up a doobie, give me a gun.
I've been watching the news. I've been feeling the blues.
How can you not watching the news?
You could get killed by the boys wearing the blue, talking about cops.
Yep. Again, how can you not feel blue watching the news?
Right. That's why I don't watch the news.
Me neither. Exactly.
I've been watching the news, I've been feeling the blues. You could get killed by the boys wearing the blue. And I don't mean the Crips, I'm talking about the cops on the strip. See the ops and your options to dip. It shouldn't have to be like that. Hard to survive, third eye, can't see like that. Ghosts. To my black bro and black sis, keep your black sword and black fist.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm always on some black shit. Probably got me on they blacklist. I'm willing to die for these black kids. Are you willing to die for these black kids? We gotta survive for these black kids. We gotta be wise for these black kids. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So, and I don't mean the Crips. I'm talking about the cops on the strip. So, the boys in blue that'll kill you, not being the Crips who traditionally wear blue, but the cops do too. Right. I'm talking, see the ops and your options to dip. See the
That's like your only option
lens.
is to run.
Yeah, but it's like the scope. It shouldn't have to be like that. Hard to survive. Third eye can't see like that. Your third eye would be you're able to see the like metaphysical, open your mind, so on and so forth. And if you have to just survive, you don't have the time to think about that kind of things. And then Ghost comes in to my black bro and black sis. Keep your black thought and black fist. Black Thought is another rapper, but he's also talking about just your thoughts.
Right.
And keep your black fist, your power. Yeah, I'm always on some black shit. Probably got me on their black list, which means...
Lies! We're listening right now.
But it means he's being blackballed. He's
right.
Which, again, guys, have you thought about how many, like, negative terminology words start with black? Blackballed, blacklist. Like, he's on their hit list of people that should not be allowed to have a say. I'm willing to die for these black kids. Are you willing to die for these black kids? We got to survive for these black kids. We got to be wise for these black kids. For the generations coming up. And again, that refers back to Sa-Roc's talking about Talib. Because that is, like, what his main message is.
Right.
So, okay. All right. Is there more?
We could play out the rest of the beat.
I like the guitar. And the scratching. I really like that one.
I do too.
That beat that Soul Messiah put together is fantastic.
It was fire.
It was so nice and simple the whole way through. I mean, there was some scratching, there was some change up, but like in the intro and the outro is where he chose to add in like that electric guitar, just made it nice and different. But then while they were rapping, it wasn't overpowering what they were saying, because what they had to say was powerful enough.
Right.
You know, that was fantastic. Another solid track.
Another solid outing. And I had a thought. And then the thought ran away. Guys, don't get old. Getting old sucks. I don't remember what I was going to say now. I really don't.
All right, well.
Damn it!
Come to you by the time we turn this off, but...
No, it'll come to me like probably 20 minutes into the next reaction.
Right.
You guys did a fantastic job. Absolutely love the track. Love the message behind it.
Again, it's another of those tracks that is not only showing us her personal experiences, but it's also educational in that the references that she brings in and the open your eyes to what's really going on in the world, guys. You know?
Right.
Yeah. And I the features on it, Styles P and Ghost.
Ghost was not a thing.
No?
No. He said ghosts.
Oh, okay. All right. Styles P. It was great. Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, fantastic job. So with that being said, if you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below, what did you think of Sa-Roc's Rockwell, featuring Styles P, Rocwells America. Also comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reacted to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quicker response.
With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Can't wait to see you depraved people later.